softball bat out of the back of my truck.
And who did you see coming, or at any point did you go back towards the house?
Yes, I was coming in to protect Benny from Aaron.
And where was Aaron when you came back to the house?
Aaron was on the porch when I first turned around, and he was coming after me.
Did you warn Aaron at any point?
I don't remember warning him. I saw him coming after me with what I thought was a gun.
And you feared for your life at this point, is that correct?
I did fear for my life. I'm dainty like that.
Did Aaron have a weapon?
Aaron did have a weapon, but he didn't have a gun. He had a knife.
Did Aaron use the knife against you?
Yes, I mean, he had the knife in his hand and he was coming at me.
How did you respond to this?
I hit him in the arm with a baseball bat, or with a softball bat.
Why did you have to hit him with a softball bat?
I just wanted to get the knife out of his hand.
What would have happened if you hadn't done so?
Objection form calls for speculation.
Had you seen Aaron violent like this before?
Yes, I have. Aaron has a long jail history, and he's always in trouble with the law for all sorts of things that include assault.
And was this night any different than the other assaults?
He was injuring my father, and I didn't think that I could leave my father there with Benny, or I'm sorry, with Aaron while he was drunk. While Aaron was drunk.
So you were justified in this action?
Yes, I think so.
No further questions.
Charlie, I have a few questions for you. Now, how old are you?
40. Old enough to know better.
Is Aaron your younger sibling?
Yes.
On the night of this incident, Aaron had been drinking. I think you testified that Aaron was drunk.
Yes, Aaron was drunk.
And so you knew that before this incident occurred, right?
It was pretty clear that he was drunk, yes.
And you also knew, based upon Aaron's past behavior, that when drunk, Aaron would become violent.
Yes, it was pretty well known in the family.
And so when you saw Aaron drinking, you chose to stay there at the home. Is that accurate?
I wanted to protect my father from Aaron, from the way he got when he started drinking.
Where do you live?
I live in East Texas.
Were you spending the night with your father that night, or were you planning on leaving that night?
We had planned to go over and stay over at my girlfriend's house.
All right. Where's your girlfriend's house?
It's right down the street from this.
So when Aaron started drinking, and as you put it, getting drunk, you and your girlfriend and your father didn't go over to your girlfriend's house. You stayed there with Aaron. Is that true?
Yes. I didn't want to pull my father out of his house.
You said that Aaron pushed Benny, your father?
Yes, he did. She did.
When that happened, did you call the medics?
No, he was okay. He just was knocked down, and I thought that Aaron might become violent, but Benny was okay for the time being.
Okay. And so after Aaron pushed your father, Aaron didn't continue to go after your father?
No, he was yelling at me.
In fact, when Aaron pushed your father, it was really that Aaron was getting up to argue and yell with you, and your father got knocked down in the process. Isn't that true?
No, that's not true.
Well, what was it that your father did that prompted Aaron to push him?
My father made a comment about the football team and how the game was going, and it just sent Aaron overboard.
So Aaron's reaction was about the whole football game.
For the most part.
And I think you testified earlier that the football game was causing a problem for you too, because Aaron kept calling your team a scam or somebody on your team a scammer.
Correct.
And that was making you upset.
Yes, it was.
And you didn't like Aaron doing that and calling your team names.
No, I didn't.
Fair to say it was riling you up?
As much as it was him.
So really, everything that happened before you assaulted Aaron or before you hit Aaron with the base softball bat, it was all related to this football game.
Yes.
All of the confrontation, argument, and pushing was related to the football game.
Yes.
So when your father got pushed down, did you help him back up?
No, I went out to the car to get... I was afraid for my father and my life, so I went out to the car to get us some protection.
And you left your father in the house with Aaron.
Yes.
Now, Aaron's the one that you were supposedly afraid of.
Yes.
And you thought that Aaron was going to hurt your father further.
I didn't think I could protect my father without having some sort of weapon to deal with Aaron.
Okay, but let's go back to my actual question, which was, so you were fearful of Aaron with regard to your father.
Yes.
And you thought Aaron was going to hurt your father.
Yes.
But at that point, Aaron was no longer pursuing your father.
Correct.
The reason your father was pushed down was related to the football game.
Yes.
You chose to leave the house to go get a weapon.
Yes.
Without your father.
Yes.
Leaving your father there in the home with Aaron.
I didn't think there was...
Leaving your father there in the home with Aaron.
Yes.
You didn't call the police.
No.
Now, before you left the house, you challenged Aaron to a fight, correct?
Yes. He was being very argumentative with me
About the football game.
about the football game and also going as far as saying he was going to split my head open.
And when Aaron said that, you basically said, "Bring it on. Let's fight then." True?
Yes.
When you went out to your vehicle, there was nothing that prevented you from leaving. Correct?
Other than leaving my father in the house.
Oh, but you didn't actually take your father with you, correct?
Correct.
And you could have, correct?
Correct, but I planned on coming back to the house because I had my girlfriend still in the house.
No, I understand, but I guess my point being, your father's legs weren't broken by the push.
Correct.
Your Terry's legs weren't broken by the push or anything that went on in the home.
Correct.
So both of them had the ability and capability to come with you to leave the house. True?
Yes.
All right. So when you left the house, there was nothing that would have stopped you or could have stopped you from actually continuing on and leaving the property. Correct?
Correct.
And yet you chose not to do that.
Yes.
Instead, what you chose to do is come back to the property, the home, with a weapon. True?
Yes.
And you picked that weapon yourself, right?
Yes.
You picked a softball bat.
Because it's soft.
Well, the bat isn't actually soft. It's a softball bat, correct?
Yes.
And you picked that because you knew it would be a weapon, right?
Yes.
You didn't plan on hitting softballs. You planned on hitting Aaron. True?
I planned on protecting my father.
By hitting Aaron.
If it came to that.
Well, you chose not to take your father with you, and you chose to get a bat to go back to confront Aaron. True?
Yes.
So that was the plan. You were going to confront Aaron with the bat. Right?
Yes.
All right. And the first time that you hit Aaron, you didn't see that Aaron had a knife. True?
That's true. I thought he had a gun. She had a gun, rather.
But you didn't see a gun.
No, but Aaron's known for carrying guns.
And what Aaron is known for wasn't the question. The question was, on the day of the incident, you didn't actually see a weapon in Aaron's hands before you hit Aaron?
No.
In fact, after you hit Aaron for the first time, Aaron retreated and went back to the porch. Isn't that true?
That's correct.
And you continued to follow Aaron to the porch to hit Aaron?
Yes. With a soft ball bat.
You've got a history of assault, don't you?
Yes, I do. But they weren't my fault. I've been arrested, but it was never my fault.
And you don't think this was your fault either, do you?
No.
Now, after you attacked your sibling, you went out and ate afterwards, didn't you?
Yes.
You didn't call the police.
No, swinging a bat makes you hungry.
You didn't call an ambulance.
No.
Oh, and let me just check. You didn't take your father with you to eat, did you? You just took Terry.
No, because I had dealt with Aaron.
Pass the witness.
Miss Rodgers, while Aaron was arguing with you, or when Aaron started arguing with you, it was over the football game, correct?
Yes.
And when Aaron pushed your father, you were more angry, or you were more concerned for your father, correct?
Yes, my father's welfare was the main issue.
So, football was no longer the motivation behind this
No.
incident. And when Aaron came at you, was football the motivation behind that incident?
No. Aaron was just drunk and mean.
And the whole time you were still protecting your father?
Yes, he's an old man. He needs protection.
And the whole time you perceived danger?
I did perceive danger, yes.
And the whole time you feared for your life?
I fear for my life, and I fear for the life of my father.
And you did what you thought was necessary to protect both of your lives, correct?
I did.
No further questions.
Your father still lives with Aaron, correct?
Yes.
Pass the witness. Thank you.
No further questions.